What happens when survivor stories go viral? But no one can agree on what really happened. This is the case of Allie Carter, born Tori Outlaw, who claims she escaped a dark world of e-light trafficking, underground tunnels, and celebrity abuse. But behind the viral headlines is a fractured family, clashing narratives, and a haunting question. Is this justice or something more sinister? Allie Carter, born Tori Outlaw, presents herself as a survivor of child trafficking, satanic ritual abuse, and MK Ultra style mind control. She shares her story on Instagram at Allie Carter Fit and TikTok, gaining a massive following. Instagram is around 148,000 followers, and TikTok is over 127,000 total likes. She alleges she was trafficked through the foster system, abused by celebrities, and rescued by her adoptive mother, Shelly Carter. She claimed Joe Biden, Diddy, and others were involved in trafficking networks. She described the escape from secret tunnels and high-tech mind control. These claims have shocked the internet and caught fire on TikTok and YouTube. I was trafficked through CPS. My name was changed. I'm a survivor of something bigger than people want to believe. However, no public records, police investigations, or official documents have been released to confirm these allegations.
We'll talk in a second, so y'all go with me, okay? I don't have that much time, and I don't have long to explain. Hi. Yes, turn comments off in a second, so y'all go with me, okay? I don't have that much time, and I don't have long to explain. Hi. Yes, we're alive, so that missing narrative can go right out the window. We're dead, that can go right out the window too. We still kicking, we're still here. You missed us again. You guys remember when, stay with me 90s, this is important, please screen record. We are in the state of California. You guys remember when right after we did a live event for the very first time, we got quiet for a really long time, damn near a year, right? We put our heads down, we found this spot in the middle of the desert, and there we put some stuff in. We were like, we're gonna put our heads down, got some stuff from our storage, and then there was a dance class, a dance studio down the street, which is what you guys seen in the smear campaign. Went down the street to the dance studio, and I did a competition in less than 6 weeks. If you are an entertainer, performer, choreographer, you know that shit is that is impossible, right? It was done, they won, it was great. Went for the experience, not the award, but I went under justice. I went under a pseudonym. I need y'all to stay with me, okay? So now, the Black Panthers, once again, you guys remember Standing Rock? We're doing the same shit. The Black Panthers paid content creators, the Black Panthers, the ones that I hate kitty with, and then they got all pissed off, all of them came running out of the woodwork. Yeah, they paid a bunch of content creators to dox this address and this house that you see here. I'm gonna turn this camera around. It's empty now, just like Standing Rock. Y'all see the similarities? So what happened was the Black Panthers, I'm gonna try not to get the angels that's here. The Black Panthers paid content creators to dox our address and to find us after Diddy got arrested. Okay, not to mention what Diddy had to do with this too. Okay, so they paid them. So where is he? Stay out. Stay out for a second. Okay, this is it. It's gone. All right. Now I wanted to make this clear that it's gone, because people are still on this and they're still messing with the people that's in this town. I want to thank Ridgecrest Police Department, China Lake Police Department, because I don't have a great reputation with the cops. I was raised by them. I know that not all cops are bad cops. There's very few and far in between. But there is a thing called the Freemason Brotherhood Society, and because of the people that I was put in a placement with, the outlaws and the predators, the one that was screwing the chief of police that was married, that one, Micro Mike that's still pissed off. Tell Ronald I said hi, I'll see him later. By the way, so you guys remember when we were pulled over in 14 different states, 14 different times with no ticket? Y'all remember that? Okay, so Micro Mike, the chief of police, that was screwing the, one of the Lucretians that you see, the secretion of Satan, the LaCroche goblin that you see. We'll talk about that later. We have to go live later because there's only so much that we can say right now. Okay, and so the Freemason Brotherhood Society, the police, They took us to this trap house, I mean inside us, stay with me, onto a trap house in Nason, and they were doing that to so many other girls. It was in Moreno Valley, California, on Nason Street. It got burned to the ground once I started mentioning it. You know, nothing around it burned, just the house. Go figure, right? Hawaii. Shit, we have to go. We have to get out of here, but we'll be right back.
That's some pretty bizarre allegations. But to be honest, I do believe her. Let's go ahead and see what the next clip has to say. Shelly, who is Allie's adopted mother, says she met Allie, then Tori, at age 14 and formally adopted her in 2014 as an adult. She describes Allie as deeply traumatized and says she stepped in when no one else would. Shelly adopted Allie as an adult in 2014. She picked up every broken piece. That's not what a biological mother would have done. From being abducted, being trafficked, being abandoned, and this strong woman has faced so much. But is it real? Is it the truth? Well, that's in your hands. What do you believe?
I was advocating for her, and I was reporting back, and I was writing reports and turning in reports to CPS based on the abuse that she was telling me that she was experiencing while in foster care. At first, they embraced me, and they were allowing me to have visitation with her. When I started making too many waves, they turned everything back on me. They filed a court order that said I was a predator to Allie, and they were telling me I was not allowed to have contact with her because they were trying to silence things, and they were using that as a means to scare me. CPS was in charge of Allie at that time. She was their responsibility. If they filed a court order that I was a predator or was harming her, they should have pressed charges and they should have followed up on.
Shelly implies LaRhonda, Allie's biological mother, was emotionally unfit or absent during Allie's suffering. Some online observers are concerned about how Shelly manages Allie's image and message. On Reddit, one user commented, "When I listen to Allie and her adopted mom is always right there coaching her. It feels off." These members have raised questions about whether Allie's story is purely her own or being filtered by others. LaRhonda Outlaw, Allie's biological mother, has been fighting to share her side. She launched a Change.org petition, posted interviews, and claims. The abuse allegations were ruled false in court. Allie was only briefly in CPS care. She's now completely excluded from Allie's life.
I need you to come on.
LaRhonda's tone was heartbreaking, and a concern of hers was the well-being of her daughter. What I could feel from that clip is that she was a very concerned mother, and just wanting her daughter to speak with her, and wanting her home. That to me is love. I'm gonna give you a clip here that is an interview with Miss LaRhonda and another tuber. I'll leave it in the comments. I'll leave the description in the box there. He is going to break down why he thinks Shelly Carter is a liar.
Me argue and fight with Shelly.
Set it up.
In that meeting.
Because see, I'm gonna tell you what I think, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want you to listen to me for a second, because for years you probably thought about this, but this is the way that I see it. I think that when she was coming over to that house and was over there talking to them, she told your daughter a way to get away from you.
Yes.
And that nobody would know about it, and it would be by her saying that stuff. And then once that, y'all were all together to meeting or whatever, and it was supposed to be like you was supposed to be irate, upset, cussing, because see, Shelly had already told her how to describe you as what would be an unfit parent, although that you wasn't. And see, the same processive order that was used with your child could have possibly taken place with several other children in that in that area. Older women, let me tell you, older women like the woman that they call grandma, man, I know about 4 or 5 women from where I'm from that had group homes and stuff.
That's very interesting he said that. I mean, when it comes to children and how CPS really works, detecting whether the child should stay in the home or not, back in the day they were a lot worse. But let's say how Shelly said that she knew her Allie Carter whenever she was in CPS, right? And then we go fast forward to the mother's side of the story, and it was a mess. There was not any fairness when it came to it. What makes Allie Carter's story even more chilling is how closely it resembles another name, Aaron Carter. Aaron, like Allie, spoke openly about his abuse, Hollywood exploitation, and being targeted. He accused family members, the industry, and his handlers of mistreatment. He went live on TikTok and Instagram frequently, often emotional, paranoid, and insisting they're trying to
I
silence.
didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, we're getting a divorce. You still have to go do this.
I'm not crazy, Aaron once said on a live stream. They want me dead because I'm speaking the truth. And now, here's Allie almost saying the same words. Is this a coincidence or a warning? Both Allie and Aaron made viral videos and disturbing claims, spoke of being watched, followed, and harmed, were often dismissed as unstable or mentally ill, faced public isolation and family conflict, used TikTok as a lifeline to get the truth out.
Like, you know what? Do it.
Unfortunately, he died in 2022 under mysterious and highly controversial circumstances. First was Aaron, now it's Allie. Two voices, two timelines, same formula. Celebrity abuse, ignored warnings, online unraveling, and silent. Shelly filed the caregiver role when Allie was at her most vulnerable. Shelly appears to manage Allie's public story, which may explain LaRhonda's absence. LaRhonda says she's been shut out emotionally and legally and has received no response from Allie directly. So why doesn't Allie speak to her biological mother? The answer may lie in pain, mistrust, and a complicated battle for the truth and protection. Are we witnessing a survivor's raw truth or a modern myth shaped by trauma and internet fame? If we wait for proof instead of listening to patterns, how many more voices will be lost before we take stories like these seriously? Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you're still watching, like, subscribe, and share, because this story isn't over yet.